Youth Services Department at the Euclid Public Library. I'm coming to you today with a story time. The book we're going to read today is all about dogs, so I thought we could share it with my dog, Baxter. Thank you for joining us, Baxter. Today's book is called Gaston. You like it? It's written by Kelly DiPucchio and the pictures are drawn by Christian Robinson. This book is read with permission from the publisher Athenaeum Books for Young Readers. Mrs. Poodle admired her new puppies, Fifi, Fufu, Ooh La La, and Gaston. Would you like to see them again? Fifi, Fufu, Ooh La La, and Gaston. Perfectly precious, aren't they? Mrs. Poodle thought so too. The puppies grew, as puppies do. 3, 1, 2, 3, were no bigger than teacups. The fourth, however, continued to grow and grow until he was the size of a teapot. Mrs. Poodle took pride in teaching her puppies how to be proper pooches. They were taught to sip, never slobber. Good, well done, very nice. Nice try. They were taught to yip, never yap. Yip, 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 ruff. They were taught to walk with grace, never race. Tip-toe, tippy-toe, whoa! The puppies were also taught how to look pretty in pink, nibble their kibble, and ride in style. Whatever the lesson, Gaston always worked the hardest, practiced the longest, and smiled the biggest. Mrs. Poodle was very pleased with all her puppies. Fifi, Fufu, Ooh La La, and Gaston. Spring arrived and the proud mother was eager to show off her darlings. She took them to the park for their very first stroll in public. There was so much to see. Daffodils, ducklings, dogs. Oh dear. Who do we have here? Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette. Would you like to see them again? Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette. This was more than a little awkward. The mothers sized up the pups. The pups sized up one another. It seems there's been a terrible mistake, Mrs. Bulldog said, breaking the silence. Oui, oui, Mrs. Poodle agreed sadly. Whatever shall we do? Mrs. Bulldog could not come up with an answer. I guess we'll let them decide, she replied at last. Gaston and Antoinette were young, but even they could see that there had been a mix-up. The two puppies began to circle around and around the group. Gaston walked with grace. Antoinette raced. Gaston yipped. Antoinette yapped. And when they finally came to a stop, the puppies had traded places. There, that looked right. It just didn't feel right. That evening, Antoinette tried to fit in with her new sisters, but she did not like anything proper or precious or pink. Phooey! On the other side of town, Gaston tried to fit in with his new brothers, but he did not like anything brutish or brawny or brown. Ick! Antoinette and Gaston weren't the only ones who were having a hard time adjusting. The next morning, Mrs. Poodle forgot all about being proper and raced back to the park. Mrs. Bulldog was already there waiting with her burly brood. "It seems we've made a terrible mistake," she nearly shouted. "Oui, oui," Mrs. Poodle agreed happily. This time, Gaston and Antoinette wasted no time trading places. There, that looked right, and it felt right too. From that day forward, the families met in the park every afternoon to play. Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette taught the poodle puppies a thing or two about being tough. Likewise, Fifi, Fufu, Ooh La La, and Gaston taught the bulldog puppies a thing or two about being tender. And many years later, when Gaston and Antoinette fell in love and had puppies of their own, they taught them to be whatever they wanted to be. The end. What an interesting book. Lots of fun. Baxter, did you like the book? Good boy. What a fun book that was. I really enjoyed reading it with you. I wanted to ask you a couple questions about the book. The first question I wanted to ask was about this page here, where the author says that this looks right, but doesn't feel right. What do you think that means? Has there ever been a time where you've been with a group of people and it didn't quite feel right? You didn't quite fit in? Maybe they all had a lot in common and you didn't have anything in common with anyone. Maybe they all knew the rules to a game and you didn't know how to play. What was that like? What did you do? My last question is about the part of the book where the two puppy families spend time with each other, even though they're very different, and they learn new things. Have you ever spent time with a group of people who were very different from you and you learned new things from them? What was that like and what did you learn? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this book, and we'll have a lot to talk about. You can talk with your mommy or your daddy or someone else in your house, or maybe you can call a friend on the phone and talk to them. Anyways, I hope you have some interesting conversations. And if you enjoyed this video, check out more videos from the other people at Euclid Public Library. There's a lot of story times and there's a lot of fun things to check out. Anyways, I hope you're doing well. Bye! Say bye-bye, Baxter!